What's up YouTube, Day here from zephyr wargames, bringing you, as requested, a crawler deck profile. Now this deck is really cool. It's so fun. It was obviously the MVP of Sneak Peek weekend, and for those of you that were able to attend, you kind of saw the abilities that crawlers were able to pull off, and you can kind of understand that those that usually won the Sneak Peeks had a huge amount of crawler advantage. Because they can do so much. They pop back row, they pop monsters, they revive, they flow. Oh, it's just absolutely endless. So there's no surprise that these guys did well. And of course, there's no surprise that we've got a deck profile for them as well. So, crawlers are a new flip archetype, and they can do so much. They go straight into links as well. They kind of have the ability to float and flood the board. So without further ado, we're going to crack straight into the profile. So we start with double World Legacy World Armor. Yes, World Legacy is also the name of some of the cards that we used in World Chalice. Oh, mine just went absolutely blank now. World Chalice, which is why some of the artwork on some of the spells and traps share the World Chalice monsters. Anyway, so this card, World Legacy World Armor. When a monster is flip summoned, you can special summon this card from your hand. 2500 attack, 2500 defender. Really cool. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. If this normal summoned or set card is on the field, quick effect, you can target one face-up opponent's monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, return both that monster and this card to the hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. Obviously, the reason we play two is we don't want to clog with it. We then play triple Crawler Axon. Flip, you can target one spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. Awesome. If this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon two Crawler monsters with different names from your deck in face-down defense position, except itself. You can only use each effect once per turn. This is what I mean by it floats. Just like it, we will all float too. Next up, triple Crawler Spine. Flip, you can target one monster on the field and destroy that monster. If this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon two crawler monsters with different names from your deck in face-down defense position, except itself. Awesome, another float. Triple Crawler Gale. Flip, you special summon one crawler monster from your hand or graveyard in face-up attack position or face-down defense position, except itself. If this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon two crawler monsters with different names from your deck. And then we play triple Crawler Raviner. Flip, you target up to two crawler monsters in your graveyard and add them to your hand, so he helps recycle. If this face-up card leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon two crawlers from your deck in face-up attack or face-down defense. Face-down defense. And then the final crawler monster is triple Crawler Dendrite. Flip, you can send one monster from your deck to the graveyard, so he is your Foolish Burial. And then again, if it leaves because of an opponent's card effect, you special summon two crawler monsters with different names from your deck in face-down defense position, except itself. Now we get onto the hand traps. So we play double Ghost Ogre, double Ash, and a single Maxi. And then rounding it up with the one Glart Bowl, because we do have Nat Beast plays. We can also make other synchro plays if we wish and you want to focus more solely on that route. But we also have 3 ways of getting it to the graveyard, not to mention its normal way as well. So that's it for the monster lineup. Very flooded of crawlers. This is as pure as I could get it. And now on to the spells. We play triple World Legacy in Shadows. The artwork is really nice on this card. Try and get it close without glare. So as you see, it's like World Legacy armor all over the place with crawlers all over there. All crawler monsters on the field gain 300 attack and defense. Once per turn, you special summon one level 2 or lower insect monster from your hand in face up or face down defense position. When your flip monster is destroyed by battle with an opponent's monster, you can send that opponent's monster to the graveyard as well. So it's quite important, which is why we play double Terraforming and double Metaverse when we get to the traps. Because if your opponent targets that to get rid of it so they don't lose any of the monsters, you just activate Metaverse, bring it back and go from there. Double Scapegoat, because you do set a lot of the time, so during your opponent's turn you can hit them with Scapegoat in the end phase. Not only does it protect you, it then builds up your plays for link plays as well. Double Instant Fusion, this is for our Raijin target, because obviously Raijin, if you flip summon one of your crawlers because your opponent doesn't attack it, you can then use Raijin to reset it, and obviously go again. Finishing off with the one Raigeki. Now, the trap cards, we play triple World Legacy Pawns. Now, this is the one that mixes, obviously, as you can see, Ningrusu, and I believe it is Ib. So you can see Ningrusu and Ib, if the camera focuses, right there, facing up against the crawlers. You target one face-down monster you control, change it to face-up attack or defense position. You can shuffle one crawler monster from your graveyard into the main deck, then target one face-up monster you control, change it to face-down defense position. You can only use one Legacy Pawn effect per turn, and only once that turn. So very, very cool card, massively important in the deck. Double Metaverse, like I said, for the World Legacy Field spell, and then the one Warning and the one Torrential Tribute as an additional Raigeki. It can be Dark Hole as well if you wish. Okay, so now onto the extra deck, and as you can imagine, it is full of link monsters. So we play double X Crawler Quillark, two Crawler monsters. If this face-up card, let me bring it close because it's got minuscule text, as you can possibly see. Oh, it's really, really cool though. If this face-up card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect while the owner controls it, you can target two crawler monsters with different names in your graveyard, special summon them in face-down defense position. Apply these effects based on the number of crawler monsters you control. 2 or more, all monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense. 4 or more, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated during the battle phase. 6 or more, your monsters can attack directly. So it's really, really awesome. Double 2 crawler monsters to make it. Link 2, 2000 attack. Next up, we play double X Crawler Nirugus. Apologies if I brutalised that. 2 insect monsters, so it's a bit more generic. Crawler monsters this card points to cannot be destroyed by battle. They gain 300 attack and defense, and if they battle your opponent's monster, any battle damage they inflict your opponent is doubled. If this face-up card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, while the owner controls it, you can target 2 crawler monsters with different names in your graveyard and special summon them in face-down defense position. They just won't stop floating. Double X Crawler Synthesis. Again, 2 Earth monsters, so another generic kind of make. Crawler monsters this card points to cannot be destroyed by battle, gain 300 attack and defense, and they can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. If this face-up card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, while its owner controls it, you can target 2 crawler monsters with different names in your graveyard and special summon them in face-down defense position. Next up, we play double Subterra Behemoth Fiendess. It probably works, funnily enough, better in crawlers than it does in actual Subterras, but either way. 2 flip monsters, so again, generic for this deck in itself. Come on, camera, there we go. Gains attack equal to the combined original levels of Subterra monsters, doesn't really matter. During your main phase, you can send 1 flip monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 monster from your hand to face down defense position to a zone this card points to. You can only use this effect of Subterra Behemoth Fiendess once per turn. Once per turn, if a monster this card points to is flip face up, add 1 flip monster from your deck to your graveyard. So the generic searching of the flip monsters is massively, massively important in the deck, which is why we play it. The one Mrs. Radiant, again generic Earth as well. Take Mrs. Radiant out if you want, and probably bump up Behemoth, but having a balance around this works really, really nicely. Finishing off our link, we play the one Deco Talker for when we want to get a bit beastie, and the one Borreload Dragon because it is incredibly strong and powerful, and can be made quite nicely with the amount of times we flood the board. Our Synchros next up is the one Nat Beast for our defensive plays, and the one High Speed Void Shambara for our more offensive plays. We then play the one Invoked Raijin. Again, this is for your flip and constantly a flip ability, and then obviously book a minion during your opponent's turn if you want, or you can keep flipping your monsters back down. And then the one rank 2 we play is Sky Cavalry Centuria. It can be any rank 2 you kind of want that fits the deck. I just quite like Sky Cavalry Centuria. It could be Douglas Phoenix as well, but I don't own one of them as of yet. Anyway, that is it for the deck profile. Very straightforward and simple with the crawlers. They are an incredibly fun deck to play. I would love to see these do well at a regional, or just feature at a regional, to be totally honest, because I think they can definitely put up a bit of a fight and can surprise quite a lot of people. But they're still a very, very good and fun deck to play around with, and I highly recommend you picking them up because they're all like, the max rarity is supers, everything else is quite low, and then the secrets like Borreload Dragon you don't have to play in the deck. It gives you your options wide open. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.